BOBAR.
Alright, today we're going to make the BOBAR salad. I've had a lot of people ask me exactly how I do it. I think there's like some confusion. You know, you don't have any lettuce in this thing, so you have a lot of big chunky stuff. And so, you know, is it a bowl of, you know, broccoli heads and cauliflower heads and radishes and asparagus, and you're just trying to eat one of each or something like that? And I'm going to show you how I chop it up into a real fine mixture, because what I want is a go-to that's in the fridge that I can pour into a bowl, season it a little bit with some guacamole and some extra virgin olive oil and some balsamic vinegar, maybe some salt and pepper. And I have a go-to source that's super nutrient dense, that has all the living beneficial micronutrients and enzymes. And then you throw in, you know, some naturally raised meat, some wild-caught fish or seafood, and you've got a perfect meal. And then also some healthy fat. So, but how did I come up with this list? Okay, if you remember at movieitlive.com, there is some shopping lists, some shopping guides. The Whole Nines Produce Guide and then the EWG's Clean and Dirty list are like two key guides. And what I did was pull the consistencies from both of those over several months. I experimented buying different things. You know, I had an awareness of costs. And so I settled on these nutrient-dense vegetables here. It makes a perfect salad, tastes really good, and you're giving your body a lot of what it needs versus empty calories that you get through lettuce and, you know, iceberg lettuce and stuff like that. So the only other two things I might add to this mix would be spinach. Of course, it'd be organic spinach, because spinach is notoriously known for being sprayed real heavily with pesticides and herbicides, and then maybe arugula and bok choy. So, but I don't like leafy. I've tried leafy things in this BOBAR salad, and they tend to make it a little bit soggy. This right here will last an entire week. You know, it's good for a week. Just chop it up into small chunks. So I'm going to take us through. This is not magic, not brain science. I think the most kind of interesting part is going to be using the chopper and the chopper bowl there. So, but what I do initially is I just give everything. Oh yeah, first you need to make sure that you're barefoot. You know, you can't be working in the kitchen with shoes on. And for those of you who haven't seen me in person, you know, it's me. Hey, how you doing? Got some facial hair right now. I know it's probably not gross. I'm gonna let this thing get as nasty and gross as it can possibly be. So, all right. Now what we have here is we got all the ingredients, and I'll talk through each one of these. And then I have a scrap bowl where I throw all my scraps, and what I'll do is I'll make a stew out of like the stocks and stuff. And then I have the chopper bowl thing right here. So let's get to work here. I might not show you all of this, but should probably time it. Let's see. Now, rough chop means that we're just simply making a rough chop and throwing it in the bowl, small enough that, you know, we can chop it with that chopper right there. For the asparagus, I usually cut it down until it stops being super green, and then the stalks again I'll use in my stew. I'll boil everything down. All right, so that goes into my little deal right there. And again, since we're trying to make this a nutrient-dense salad, that's why I use like the tops, the crowns, you know, the really, really good parts, the really, really green parts. It's not that I'm throwing this other stuff away, but there's only so much room in this bowl here, so. If you want to put all that stuff you can, but then you got to get one of these chopper bowls. But I just think it's crucial having something that's, you know, a salad that's small enough that you can. I see this, as big as these things are, you can throw them in here because the chopper will chop them all up. But I think it's crucial having something that's homogenized. You get a little bit of everything when you pour your bowl of salad. And again, it keeps really well. So. The reason I tear out this little flesh and the pepper here is it, you know, it kind of gets a little soggy. So. Change the angle a little bit there. All right. So continue. Red cabbage, super good. Conventional. The red bell pepper that I just chopped up is the only organic ingredient in this whole deal. Radish is crucial. My mouth's watering making this right now. And then when I say it keeps really well, I mean the salad I just finished earlier today, I've had it more than a week. I mean I've had at least 10 days. So this is a whole bag of radishes, you know, conventional radishes. Again, everything's conventional except for the red bell pepper. If you wanted to add spinach, I'd get organic. I wouldn't mess with it just because it makes it all soggy and stuff. And you can still have, you know, salads throughout the day. This again is just a little go-to mixture of like super nutrient dense. I mean, y'all probably get sick of me saying nutrient dense. You'll probably get sick of me blogging nutrient dense, typing nutrient dense. We'll come up with a new word like wholality. Alright, now, what else we got? Got a can of black olives. I read a couple of articles about the health benefits of you know, olives and the omega-3 content of black olives and green olives, and honestly they're both good, so I like to include as much variety in this as possible. I don't think there was a significant statistical difference between the levels of omega-3s. And all green means is they're picked a little bit riper. Black is, you know, a little bit later, which, you know, that would make sense to kind of have that kind of variety if we were out and gathering the stuff in the woods. Now with these peppers, I love jalapeno, pickled jalapenos in the salad. So what I do is I just cut them up with some kitchen shears. All right, so now comes the interesting part, this chopper bowl. Right? I think it's pretty nifty. What you do is you just rotate it, and I actually try to switch arms up and you just kind of, the reason you don't want to have this thing jam-packed at the top is because it'll shoot everything out. I'm timing this 23. You can feel it start to get a little smaller and denser. Hey, that's another reason to chop it up, because then everything gets smaller and it's denser. Nutrient dense. It becomes a dense bowl of nutrient dense vegetables. Alright, kind of make a little bit of a mess sometimes, that's right. Right. Get a good spatula that can kind of clean the sides. And then what you want to do is, I've got this Bragg organic apple cider vinegar with the mother included, which is all the little sediment and good kind of nutrients that comes with unprocessed vinegar. Alright, I don't put a lot on it. I just do it, man, for a little bit of flavor, but also to keep it keeps in the fridge a little bit better, you know. That's it. I don't know, maybe that was like 3 tablespoons full or something. Alright, and then a good olive oil. This is the olive oil that I've switched to here recently. I'm going to talk about why on the blog here soon, but I'm starting to learn that a lot of olive oils, even extra virgin ones that are in the shelves in supermarkets, have the high potential for rancidity because they're clear bottles, clear plastic, clear glass, and who knows how long they've been sitting out. This is in a dark green bottle. It's made here in the United States, so it doesn't have the time it takes to ship from Spain. And then they give you a press date on the back, so you know exactly how fresh it is. So I'll talk more about that in the future, but right now I gotta go ahead and use up the Crisco. All right, and then again, I'm not putting a whole lot of this in here right now, because when I actually, pour a bowl, then I'll douse it with some more. So put pepper. And the thing I'm learning about vitamins and minerals is you don't need a whole lot. Like, we're so used to thinking, massive amounts of calcium and vitamin D and all this stuff. You just need them in synergy with each other. You just need, you just need all of them together. And a whole food source is optimal. Nature knew what it was doing when it was packaging these things together, because they all work in synergy with each other. So, all right, so that's it. Now I'll pour this into a couple of containers, maybe just one container, and then when I go to make this, I'll pull some out of the fridge. I'll put a little bit of it in a bowl. I'll put a little bit more extra virgin olive oil, and at that time, when I go to kind of serve it or eat it, then I'll use balsamic vinegar. Then I'll also douse it with my squeezed guacamole, which I'm gonna go over a recipe for that here in the near future. I'm telling you, it's just a really, really good meal. The fat in the olive oil and the guacamole makes it very satiating, nutrient dense. All the vegetables make it nutrient dense. It's just the perfect salad. So that is the first ever BOBAR salad made on video by a guy with a Fu Manchu.